So why is this happening? From my perspective, I think it's two things: lack of funding and lack of things to do, and raising children, which is sad because it's preventable. I mean, some of the families I've had to deal with, the parents are coming in and they're younger than me, but yet they've got children who are grown 15, 16, 17. And you just think to yourself, what do I say to these people? Do I say to them, what have your kids been up to, as to why they find themselves in this situation? Which obviously I can't say that, but it's always playing in the back of my mind, and it's sad because I never set up my business to bury young people or young children, but I find myself in a situation whereby I can't escape it, unfortunately, and I just think to myself, how can we stop it? Why aren't we stopping it? And why is it continuing to happen? And every single day it's like on the news you hear this person's been stabbed, that person's been shot. And I just think when I was younger, you didn't hear of things like that as much as you're hearing today. And it's sad, and it makes me feel empty, because when you're burying or doing a funeral for an 82-year-old, you know that she's had 82 years of life, and she's experienced different things, and she's just, had a life. When someone's 15, they haven't even finished school. And having kids myself, it makes me sit back and think, how would I feel being in that situation, like these people that are sitting in front of me? And sometimes the words kind of escape me, but then I have to focus because they're coming to me for strength to organise their child's funeral. So I kind of had to blank all of my emotions out and just focus on the job at hand. But it's easier said than done. It's really easier said than done, and it's heartbreaking. And unfortunately, I've had to do that with a lot of families and a lot of children, as I call them, where they've been taken too soon. What can we do about this? Open up all the youth clubs that have been shut down because the councils don't have the money anymore, which in an ideal world I'd love to see that happen, because then it's not a quick fix, but it's on the road to recovery, because there's a lot of youngsters that are just hanging out on street corners that haven't got anything to do. When I was that age, we were playing table tennis in play scheme, or going on canal boats, or trips, or things that kept us away from the things in the world that we shouldn't be getting involved in as a child, let alone as an adult. But they're just not there. It's crazy, and you just think to yourself, the things that the government is wasting money on, like garden bridges and that type of thing, 49 million, and they're not even going to build the bridge. What could 49 million do in each of the boroughs in London? Even if it's $1 million each, that could help stop the problem of these children killing each other over silly things, trainers, phones, money. It's just, but you know what I honestly think is that it's not that important to the powers that be if a couple of children here, a couple of children there lose their lives, because it's not vote winning. It's not going to put them back in 10 Downing Street, so therefore then it's not a priority. Whereas for us, as the people that are losing these children, it's a massive priority. So on our list of priorities, it's extremely high up. But if you speak to a local MP, they'll say around election time, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then as soon as the election is over, they disappear. And then they're back again when the next election is up. And in between, there's this kind of this vacuum of nothing's happening. The police are overstretched. So, you know, I was assaulted once and they came 3 days later. So what hope have you got if the police aren't there to protect us? Then who's going to protect us? So that's why a lot of these kids are carrying knives, because they feel the need to protect themselves against the threats that they pose. It's just terrible, really. It just sends a shiver through me, just because you think to yourself, there's so many kids, boys and girls, that are walking around with things that will bring them to me in a harsh way, but that's the reality, and they don't actually realise that. They don't realise that what they're carrying around is final. There's no second chances or going back in time. Once they use what they've got, they're here.